Ashutosh sir, please start.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Please start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anushka Dhillon, the Edureform Project Manager, and I welcome you all to the Edureform Inaugural Event organized by the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Prayer is a natural expression of faith in God, as breathing is to life. With this, I invite you all to take a moment to remember the Supreme with our invocation ceremony.
Ya kundendu tushar har dhavala ya shubhra vastra vruta ya veena varadand mandita kara ya shweta padmasana ya brahmachut shankar prabhrutibhir devai sada vandita samam patu saraswati bhagavati nishesha jadya
Indeed, the aura of this program has become more peaceful and positive. We, the family of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, take great pride in our institution. We adulate and imbibe the motto, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, in our existence. Now, we will be playing the university song. I request the audience to please rise for the university song.
Agana bath ame bharna
Thank you so much, everyone. Now, I would like to welcome Professor R.C. Patel, the Dean and Head of Department of Education, Faculty of Education and Psychology, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Professor R.C. Patel started his career as an assistant teacher in 1983, a lecturer in 1992 in the Department of Education, MSU Baroda, followed by becoming the Dean and Head of the same faculty. He has over 11 international publications, 39 national, and has authored 17 books. We extend a very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much, dear Anushka. Good afternoon to all Indian partners and good morning to all European partners. And good afternoon, good morning to other scholars, students and teachers who have joined from other countries. I know some of our students from Ghana, Afghanistan, Canada, they have also joined this inaugural event. So I extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, all the teachers, all the students who have joined from various parts of the country. Special welcome to Professor N. Panchanatham, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. For our European partners in our country, we do not have many universities dedicated only to the teacher education. This Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, to the best of my knowledge, is one of the very few. If I remember, I think there are only 3 to 4 teacher education universities in the country. One in Gujarat, one in Tamil Nadu, one in West Bengal. So Professor Panchanatham is Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. And today in this event, 2 of my friends who are also Vice Chancellor have also joined. One is Professor Jairaj Singh Jadeja, Vice Chancellor of Kutch University. Another is Professor Vadera. He is Vice Chancellor of ICFAI University, Mizoram. ICFAI is Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India. So I welcome all the partners, all the teachers, resource person, and all my dear students. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to this great Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, started in 1949. But before it came into being the university, the Department of Education, where we are at present, was existing in the form of a secondary teachers training college, taking care of the training need of teachers in western part of India. This was established in 1935. So in 1935, in western part of India, secondary teachers training college was established, which later on became the Department of Education in 1949, where our university was established. At present, in our university, we have 14 faculties, 111 departments offering more than 525 different programs. You name any program, you will find it at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. If I talk about my department, this department was elevated to the highest status of Center of Advanced Study in Education way back in 1963-64 by UGC. Later on in the 19th century, the same department was given additional status of Institute of Advanced Studies in Education. And very recently, in December 2017, by the then Ministry of Human Resource Development, now it is known as Ministry of Education, our department has been awarded another status of IUCTE, Inter-University Center for Teachers Education. And there are only 2 inter-university centers for teacher education in the country, established by the then Ministry of Human Resource Development and now Ministry of Education. So I feel proud and it's my privilege to welcome you all to this great university. And we are looking forward for a very interesting, informative, and a learning session by a very learned and renowned, internationally renowned professor and Panchanatham. So once again, with these few words, I welcome everybody for this session. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anushka.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to welcome Professor Ashutosh Biswal, who has 25 years of teaching experience at the B.Ed, M.Ed, and MBA level. He has published 7 books by national and international publishers and published almost 45 research papers in different national and international journals. Sir, we welcome you and please accept our virtual bouquet. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, today I have the honor to introduce our key expert speaker, Honorable Professor and Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, Dr. N. Panchanatham. Dr. N. Panchanatham has an experience of 33 years plus in MBA full-time teaching in the Annamalai University. His educational qualifications include MBA, PhD, LEAP from IIT Kharagpur and Cambridge, MICA from USA, MAFS, Netherlands, MCom, MSc Zoology, MEd, MA Psychology, and MSc Yoga. His 20 years of administrative experience includes being the Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University since 2019, Registrar, Annamalai University, 22 months, Head of the Department, Placement Officer, Manager, Government of Pondicherry, Nodal Officer. His vast international exposure includes 55 international visits, covering 36 countries. And to name a few, USA, Russia, UK, France, for academic, training, and research purpose. He is also a visiting professor in University of Cyprus, Southern Federal University, Russia, Eastern University, Sri Lanka, Bogor Agricultural University, Indonesia, visiting faculty training, NLC, India, visiting fellow, USA Penn Graduate School of Education, BBU, Cambodia, and he has also been conferred with the position of Extraordinary Professor in the Northwest University of South Africa. His research contributions include 453 publications in journals, 140 publications in proceedings. He has published almost 75 books, and he has also received consultancy grant of 3.25 crores. He has also received 20 crore grant as a part of RUSA team. Sir has supervised 60 PhD scholars and 23 MPhil scholars. He has also been the editor and reviewer of more than 20 journals. He has also been the recipient of 47 international and national awards, Lifetime Achievement Awards, Best Teacher, and Best Researcher Awards. He is a part of a lot of academic administrative bodies that include the NAC. He's also the chairman, syndicate. He's also involved in board of studies and doctoral committees for more than 21 years. Sir, it's an honor to welcome you today, and we look forward to hear your valuable insights on pedagogy-related thinking skills for teachers. The floor is all yours now, Honorable Vice Chancellor N. Panchanatham, sir.
Good afternoon and good morning to our foreign guests, particularly from Europe. this is the opportunity where Professor Patel has interestingly created to all of us to say both good afternoon and good morning. All the times we don't get this opportunity. So that itself shows is a creative way of organizing things. At the outset, I congratulate Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, inclusive of His Honorable Vice Chancellor and all stakeholders. It's an age-old university, a reputed university. No one in India and other countries can claim that I do not know this university. They can claim that I was unfortunate that I did not study in this university. So that feeling may be there. Such a great university, reputed university, adding value to India and other parts of the world. The alumni of this great university are spread all over the world. So the respect we all have, love, affection we all have, not only on this university, but also respect we have on like Professor R.C. Patel. Another 45 minutes I can speak. But Professor Patel himself will not allow me to speak because he will ask me to speak about thinking skill. So such a great personalities are there. Once again, on behalf of all audience, co-partners, I convey our best wishes, congratulations for this great university, Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, India. Similarly, respected co-partners, team members, all of us together have assembled for a noble cause of making wonderful teachers in the world. So such co-partners, I want to name everybody, I want to appreciate everybody, but they themselves will not permit because they want me to talk on thinking skill. So such a respected, honorable co-partners and other personalities like Professor Ashutosh Biswal, then Innovation Manager, this Madam Anushka, very beautifully. This is the first time I was listening my biodata, which was given by me to her in a nice way. If I would have known that in the way she reads my resume or biodata, very interesting way, I would have asked my wife also to join in this program. She may really, so I did not know that. She will speak very proud of me. So I appreciate her. And hundreds and thousands of people, either today, either in online or through YouTube or in future. YouTube is there, hundreds and thousands can watch any time, any number of days in future. Such a great team of listeners, respected listeners, wonderful scholars, great students from India, teachers from India and from many countries. Not only right now through the Zoom platform and YouTube, but also same thing will be viewed later by hundreds and thousands of people, or same persons can again can view in order to get some motivation or more information. So on behalf of organizing committee, on behalf of Professor Patel and his team, both Indian and foreign partners, I appreciate all those listeners for investing their time on this program in order to get new insights. Or sometimes the known insights get reinforced. So stop learning, stop teaching. Stop learning, stop doing research. So learning is a continuous process. The limit is the sky. So such a good teachers, participants, wonderful people. Particularly, I am happy to note that Honorable Vice Chancellors are there. Honorable Vice Chancellors are there. So you see that how big motivation. Country like India, Bharat, Vice Chancellors investing their time and being a role model to other listeners. Sirs, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, though I am also a Vice Chancellor, I learn from you, sir. I learn from you. I congratulate, I appreciate, I sincerely thank you on behalf of all the organizing committee members for investing your valuable time. And similarly, I want to appreciate and speak proud of all those who are directly or indirectly associated with this Edureform. How beautiful term, Edu, education, reform. Reform, change is permanent. Nothing else is permanent. Change is the only thing permanent. So reform is the permanent thing for which this great university under the leadership of Dr. R.C. Patel and his co-partners all over the world, particularly from Europe, in the name of Erasmus Programme. See, thanks to Europe, thanks to European Union, thanks to Erasmus for making all of us to be united today to get new insights or the available insights to get strengthened. So sincerely, on behalf of all listeners, participants, I thank Edureform International Event organizers, particularly Erasmus and European Union, for doing a noble task through these platforms and the So with this appreciation, but I am not emotionally satisfied if I don't appreciate another 45 minutes, I will not be happy. But unfortunately, total time given is 45 minutes, already 5 minutes are over. So in that, Anushka also is repeatedly looking at her watch also. So she's a very good time manager. The way she texts through WhatsApp and all, I use the innovation manager, is a right person. So this Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, as he rightly Professor Patel told, this university has got affiliation, has given affiliation to 700 teacher education colleges. 700 in Tamil Nadu, all over Tamil Nadu. This is one of the models in all Asia. All Asia is the first university to unite all teacher education institutions under one umbrella in the name of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. And these 700 colleges providing Bachelor of Education, Master of Education, research programs in education, we all work under one umbrella, which is called Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. More than 150,000 students, more than 150,000 students are studying in all these 700 institutions. Lots of skill development programs are going on. Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University during these 400 days COVID period has organized 2,000 online programs involving 150 countries, all of them related to teaching skills. So I am very happy that you have permitted me to speak something about this university also. This title today, very cleverly they have given, how teachers can sharpen thinking skill, creativity skill, problem-solving skill, analytical skill, interpretation skill, inference skills, explanation skill, self-regulation skill, open-mindedness skill, problem-solving, something like that. Thinking skills are mental, cognitive, and strategic processes we utilize when solving problems and other issues. So such a great thinking skill, is to be periodically developed. The teachers' skills should be upgraded to suit today's changes, today's technology. 30 years ago, 1991-92, when after giving a lecture in Shanghai, China, way back to India, in Hong Kong, when I was seeing, I could see some children using mobile phone. As a teacher, I have not thought of it. No thinking skill. I don't know what is mobile. I have not seen. I have seen only this girring in Indian big telephone. And if I call today, tomorrow only connection we will be getting to the nearest district. Children I am seeing in Hong Kong, I called them, what is this? What is this? They were telling like this, small. What is this? What is this? They asked. I asked. Immediately they asked me, what are you? I was ashamed to tell I am a teacher of higher education. MBA teacher. So I told that I lied. I told that I am working in a grocery shop. In India, I am working in a grocery shop because I don't know what is this. Then they told it is mobile phone. Then I asked, where is big battery? Where is the wire? Everything. No, nothing is required. You speak? I was speaking in Kowloon language, somebody was telling. So, if a teacher does not know that there is a product called mobile, now in my house, a person who is helping us, a driver has got 5 mobiles. Today he has got 5 mobiles. Why you are not picking up my phone? I am asking. You would have called me in BSNL. You should have called me in Jio. Otherwise, you should have called in Airtel. He has got 5 numbers, 5 phones. But 30 years ago, I remember my male students, boys, they used to every day come and touch my hands. Only male students. Touch my hands. Why you are touching my hands? They will say, this is the hand touched mobile in Hong Kong. So I am touching you. So that was the situation 35 years ago. Today, in every Chandrababu Naidu, one of the chief ministers of Tamil Nadu, India, in Andhra Pradesh, he told, once I become chief minister, ek gaon mein, ek telephone milega. I don't speak good Hindi, milega. Before he completes his chief ministership, ek haath mein, ek mobile phone. Every village will get 1 telephone. That was the promise. But before 5-year term is over, every hand had 1 telephone, mobile. So, teachers' thinking skill should be very practical, to be very applied, to be very much, student-centric. That is the reason when I joined as a teacher of higher education, it is applicable to school teacher, higher education. My professor used to tell me, whenever you want to go to a class, for 1 hour class, you have to prepare 3 hours. 3 hours. Sir, this subject I have been teaching for the past 10 years. Why should I prepare 3 hours? Then he will tell. The stuff may be same. Matter may be same. Concept may be same. Theory may be same. But thinking skill differs. Your thinking skill should differ. The way you taught the same concept, for example, Abraham H. Maslow's motivation theory to students 10 years ago, theory does not change. The way you explain with examples or pedagogy method is different today. Or technology is different today, for which for 1 hour class, you may read 30 minutes, you may read 40 minutes, 2 hours you must think how you can take this concept to children. Unless you prepare yourself like that, if the thinking skill is not there, creative skill is not there, because children are more creative. The lighter sense I could see in WhatsApp, during COVID period, the teacher is teaching, school teacher, tell me A, B, C, D. The child is asking, why teacher, you don't know A, B, C, D? See, that is, he is teaching. She is teaching, but the child is replying like that. In another school, a teacher is telling, this particular building, with the help of 300 people, was constructed in 500 days. If the same building is to be constructed with the help of 2,000 people, how many days it will take? Anushka, you also worked out, I also worked out, some answer we gave, we passed, we cleared. But one child is asking, mathematics teacher, Mathematics teacher, this is an unnecessary and unwanted question. When a building was already constructed, why should 2,000 people again construct? Creativity. So to match this creativity of young children, school children, college children, teacher should sharpen his thinking skill, creativity skill, analytical skill, interpretation skill, inference skills. So today inference is not, in absence of inference skill makes many children to commit suicide. Every day you see television, not only in India, in other developing countries. I'm sorry, sometimes even in the developed country, you see television. Every day you can say, every day you can see at least one school-going child, for some reasons, commits suicide. That means, as a successful teacher, we have completed syllabus. We have made them to pass the class from 6th standard to 7th standard. Unfortunately, teachers did not give proper inference skill, decision-making skill. The child is taking wrong decision, particularly when public examination results are coming. 10th standard, 12th standard, 5 crore people passed, 500 people failed, 5 people committed suicide. So records, I'm not imaginatively talking. Honorable members present here, particularly respected Professor Patel sir knows, Ms. Anushka, Innovation Manager knows, Professor Biswalji knows. It is there in the newspaper. It is the way the video. So we teachers, school teachers, in-service teachers, future teachers failed. Always we are syllabus completion machines. We are teachers are not syllabus completion machines. Teachers, the curriculum design should be in such a way that the child should be able to take a proper decision-making skill, for which teachers should be matured enough. Teachers should stop lecture method. Now I am talking, no? This type of talking should be stopped. It should be student-centric method. The pedagogy, student-centric method. There are 150 methods of teaching. Even today's title is, we are talking about, the title we are given is Pedagogy-related Thinking Skills for Teachers. Thinking skill is the ocean. We in 45 minutes, we can't speak much. But we get new insights, or for the existing insights, we give some strengthening aspects today. Pedagogy-related. A teacher in the school can teach by dancing, by singing, through games, through field experience, through experiential learning, through drama, through quiz, through question and answer, through case study, 150 methods, pedagogy, 150 methods. For this concept you want to take it to child, what pedagogy you want to follow? Drama? Okay, how many children are there? 1 drama or 2 dramas? Who will play what role? How the class control can be done? If we plan 3 hours, our teachers told, for 1 hour class, 3 hours preparation is required. It is not 3 hours reading. The concept is same. Theory is the same. How will you take it to the children today as student-centric method, thinking skill, pedagogy-related thinking skill, drama, experience. You see, but again, original case study, I'll tell you. You can type and see in Google. A teacher in Tamil Nadu, government school-going teacher, government school teacher, who near Madurai, in Tamil Nadu, one place is called Madurai. Near Madurai, in a village he was teaching. He taught about aeroplane. Then he gave a test, original case study, 10-mark question. Every child, 6th standard, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years old child should write 3 pages. He taught more than 1 week. All children wrote only 3 half page or 3 lines, 4 lines. The teacher was very much disappointed. Then he told, okay, there are some problem in my teaching. I will give you an opportunity. You all should behave well. If you behave well, Next month, I will take you in aeroplane. 23 children behaved well, got good appreciation from the teacher. From his hard-earned money, government school teacher in India, from his hard-earned money, Madurai to Chennai, I remember, Madurai to Chennai, one-way ticket for 23 children, he purchased his from salary. Return Chennai to Madurai by train. Poor teacher is affordable only one way. After this, he took all 23 children through aeroplane from Madurai to Chennai, and he came back to Madurai. After 1 week, same question, same test was conducted. About aeroplane, airport, everything, you write 3 pages, 10 marks. They write more than 10 pages. The teacher was trying to stop them. Enough. Stop writing. Because they all write what is aeroplane, what is takeoff, what is landing, how pilot will be, what pilot dress will be, how the crew members will be, what they will give to drink, what is check-in luggage, what is hand luggage, what is security check, airport, how neat it will be. They are writing around 10 pages, 12 pages. Experiential learning. When teacher is talking, as I am talking now, when I am talking, they are able to write, reproduce all these things he explained. 1 week he explained, they write a half page. When the teacher took all of them in aeroplane for a single travel, they write 10 pages. Experiential learning is a pedagogy, is a methodology of teaching, applicable not only to school. Even another wonderful example from my own experience, I tell you, when I was doing my Bachelor of Education program, we were sent to many schools 40 years ago, around 1982, 83, 38 years ago. Went to a school where I remember the scene, a child of 3-4 years, she is asking the teacher, I have gone there to take some training, what is teaching and all. The child is asking in a village, teacher, what is kadal? In Tamil, kadal means ocean, sea. What is a sea? How sea will be? Today the teacher can just give you a click and show from mobile phone what is sea. Sometimes technology works like this. One more click, teacher can give, original sea water may come. That much technology today. But in 38 years ago, I could see how teacher is going to manage. It's an original case study I was witnessing. In a small vessel, she filled water in the hand pump. He asked the small child, do you see more water? Yes. Then bigger vessel, again more water. Then afternoon meal scheme. After noon meal scheme, empty, very big white color vessel was there, very big. For this child, very, very big it is. She made 4 boys to fill water. The child is saying, what are you seeing? Teacher is asking. The child says, more water, everywhere water, more water, everywhere water. That is kadal, that is ocean, that is sea. That is sea. Everywhere you will see water. See, in Tamil we have a proverb, Vallavanukku pullum aidam. That means if you are a creative teacher, if you are a thinking skill teacher, if you are an able teacher with the available resources. In 38 years ago, no internet. 38 years ago, no mobile phone. 38 years ago, no computer. It is a village. In village atmosphere, a thinking skill-driven teacher, school teacher, through her thinking skill, creativity skill, inventing a new pedagogy with the available vessels, she was able to make a child to understand how kadal will be, ocean will be, a sea will be. The child has not seen a ocean. So that is how teachers, the thinking skill, they should continuously, repeatedly how we should prepare for this class. What in future is going to be personalized. Again, tough job for a good teacher. Good teacher. If the teachers don't prepare this thinking skill, technology will replace teachers. But truly speaking, a good teacher can never be replaced by anybody. A good teacher, no technology can replace any teacher, provided the school teacher, in-service teacher, future teachers are able to sharpen their thinking skill. What mobile cannot do, what internet cannot do, what Google cannot do, Guru can do, teacher can do through his thinking skill, because scientists say a person who earned who is a Nobel laureate, he has utilized 0.0001% of his thinking skill, knowledge. That being the case, a good teacher, a school teacher, repeated thinking skills, particularly on all those areas, analytical skill, decision-making skill, interpretation skill, inference taking skill, explanation skill, self-regulation skill, problem-solving skill, open-mindedness skill. See, open-mindedness gives a wonderful communication skill, as rightly Ms. Anushka introduced me, as I am one of the visiting professors to the University, Southern Federal University of Rostov-on-Don, Russia. When I was traveling from Delhi to Rostov-on-Don, Russia, in Moscow, I have to change a flight. But it was afternoon 3 o'clock, my sugar level has gone down, I'm an old man. I have to take a vegetarian, non-meat food. I was able to search in the Moscow airport one particular place where it's an original case study, experience. I found out ultimately a lot of English problem, language problem. Ultimately, I found out one particular bread which is no meat. Then I gave my American dollar. The person is not addressing. Go and change Russian money. 2 floors I have to go down with all baggages and come back and eat. I am so tired, my face and all. I'm an old man, sugar has gone down. That time, I could see on my son's age, 23, 24, that time, in my son's age, I could see one person there, a boy I could see, he's a foreigner, not from India. He is looking at me and telling, sir, may I request you to be my guest today? See the communication skill. Sir, he is an unknown person. He's an unknown person. See his thinking skill. See his communication skill. Sir, may I request you to be my guest today? That means for that one particular bread, you do not have time to go and change money. You do not have energy to go and change money. You do not have that particular money. You are so tired also. So you will be suffering. Better I will provide you eat. All those things are there in the single sentence. Sir, may I request you to be my guest today? How beautiful communication skill is he. See his thinking skill. How quickly he was able to, it is not pre-planned. It is not a drama. He does not know that a person from India, professor, will come without money and he will be suffering for bread. No, he does not know that. So teachers have got an important role, particularly pedagogy-related thinking skill. For 1 hour class, 2 to 3 hours preparation will make children to effectively learn, efficiently learn, and a real quality teaching will come out. Otherwise, in a country like India, other developing countries, even today, after this much of efforts, even today, around 22% of 1.38 billion of Indian brothers and sisters do not know to write their names. Our literacy rate is around 78-79%. I'm not telling exact statistics, but it is more or less, right? So 22% of 1.38 billion people, which is equivalent to take some of the European countries, for example, France, 3 times of France population. 30 to 35 crore people of this country, brothers and sisters, do not know to write their names, and they are not able to read what is written in the bus. Even today in Chennai, in bus stand, when I am standing, somebody is calling, sir, come. I want to go to another Bengaluru. Whether this bus will go, you please read. The person is not able to read in Tamil what is written in the bus. This is the situation. How big responsibility, thanks to COVID. I should not say thanks, but sometimes thanks to COVID because it has brought some good quality also. Now in India, in other countries, everybody is praying with God that no one should get COVID. And in India, we have a culture, for foreign friends, I am telling, anything you want to pray with God, in India, we used to do Archana, by telling my name, PANCHANATHAM, star this and all. I am seeing in one family, there are only 3%. I am seeing in a temple, one person is doing 7 Archanas. I called him, in our family, only 3%. Why do you do 7 Archanas? He says, the vegetable vendor to my home, the person who is doing ironing for us, the person who is coming for plumbing work, for all those persons he is doing Archana. Why I am asking? If they get to Corona, I also will get to COVID. If they get to COVID, I also will get COVID. So I pray with God, those who are coming to my home should not get to COVID. So to have this mindset, indirectly COVID has helped many countries. No, everybody should be fine. Similarly, literacy, education, teacher, everybody should be literate. If you go to higher education, I don't want to talk about other countries, European Union, friends, professors, elite persons, honorable people watching, observing, listening from various countries, they know their own statuses. But if we take India, GER, gross enrollment ratio of higher education, the school teachers sending them to higher education is around 29%, less than 30%. That means from every school, Indian school, if 100 children come out, they want to go for higher education, BA, BSc, BDSc, BSc, agriculture, BCom, MCom, MBA, BEd, some higher education they want to study, only 30 children they go. Remaining 70 children are school passing out children because of inadequate educational ecosystem. Teacher is not there, school, college is not there, poverty is there, so many reasons. Parents are not willing. Some reasons, 70% of children who are coming out of school education are unable to go to higher education. So it's before we think about the pedagogy related to thinking skill, these things also, thanks to Edureform, the word Edureform, this is also one of the reforms. How the quantity can be like a quality, how quantity can be improved in all countries in general, very particularly developing countries like our India. In India, out of 100 children, only 30 children, though another 70 is ready to go due to bad or poor, unaffordable educational ecosystem, 70 children do not go for higher education. What is the then purpose of excellent thinking skill and providing quality education? Ultimately, they don't go for higher education. They don't become great administrators. They don't become great scientists. They don't solve problems of the world. Humanity. What is this? Every second, you see? Every second, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Every second, one person is dying in the world. Dying in the world. Anushka, not because I am talking, they are dying. No, they are dying. 1 second. 1 second because of poverty. More than, see the internet, there will be 2 clocks in Google. 1 clock will be rotating. Every second, birth rate. Every second, death rate. Every second, our brothers and sisters all over the world, they are dying. More than 95% they die for want of bread, food, wheat, rice, food, poverty. Only less than 5% they die because of sickness or COVID or killing or war or murder, accidents, everything. 95% of our brothers and sisters, our thinking skill should be sharpened and diverted in the name of Edureform. European Union and other partners of this great program, Erasmus program, they all know all these statistics, but it is only a reinforcement. I don't say that you do not know this. You know this. I also taken from internet and other books, articles. I have taken this. That means more than 95%, every second one person is dying. More than 95%, they are dying for want of food. Recently, before this COVID, I went to Vietnam. to speak in a conference. One of the speakers from Seoul, South Korea, he came with a research article. He brought all these statistics and not only the case study, but also he came with a solution using his thinking skill. He came with a solution. He gave 3 solutions. First one is this: women should not mistake, Anushka should not mistake, makeup industry, $3,000 billion sales per year. If 95% of people should not die for want of food, the world needs only $300 billion. So, Anushka madam, including me, I also applied some powder now, Fair and Lovely, but the majority women, if they reduce 10%, this application, applying on face and other places, if they reduce 10%, we don't want them to stop. $3,000 billion. If they reduce 10%, the $300 billion diverted towards poverty, alleviation, or providing food, nobody in the world will die for want of food. See, problem is there. Analysis is done, analytical skill, problem identification skill, problem solving skill, where it is there, solution is there, but we do not know the strategy. I am talking online now, but I do not have guts to talk to my wife. I cannot speak this one to my wife. Solution is there, unable to implement. One solution. Second solution is that if women do not cooperate, leave it. Take men's industry. That around $3,000 billion alcohol is being sold all over the world. That does not mean that women do not drink. But majority, when men drink, again 10% if they reduce per year. $300 billion diverted. Nobody will die in the world, or brothers and sisters will not die for want of food. Problem identified, problem identification skill is there. Research has been done. Solution, decision making. Solution also has been found out. But strategic thinking to implement it could not be done now. Third solution, wastage of food. My son studied in IIT Madras. We could see buffet system. I was going on taking more food. My son said, Daddy, look at there. See the board. So far, 52 kilograms of food wasted. So whatever you want, you take. You don't want, don't take. I remember 10 years ago. So all over the world, the food wasted, if stopped, in a good form, it is diverted to them. Nobody will die in the world for want of food. So problem identified, case is discussed, research paper published, thinking skill used, solution found out. But strategic thinking to implement, who will do, how it can be done. So teachers in the schools and colleges. And one more thing, this is not scientific, but I don't have data, but my Swamiji told, how much true I do not know. One Swamiji in one of the meetings, he told, 1 second, see, 1 second. All 200 countries in the world decide, 1 second, we should not wage war against anyone. No country will wage any war against another country. Nobody will fight. No country will fight with another country. 1 second. If you decide military expenses all over the world, if it is diverted for another 100 years, I do not have statistics. Swamiji told, we have to check. Swami, for another 100 years, Professor Patel, Anushka, PANCHANATHAM, without doing any job, we can sit and eat. All over the world, all people in the world. But I do not have the research paper and statistics. Swamiji told. So problem is there, thinking skill is there, solution is there. So our teachers of schools, our teachers of future teachers of schools, secondary grade teachers, with the man-making process. Within 4 walls, the future of a country and the world is decided. So more of student-centric method, which requires more of thinking skills, where in all aspects of thinking skills like analytical skill, interpretation skill, inferencing skill, explanation skill, self-regulation skill, open-mindedness skill, problem-solving skills. Syllabus completion, writing in the examination, getting good marks, no doubt it is required. Plus matters. There the quality comes, for which only solution is thinking, but by teachers, because they are making people of the world. And I ask, a teacher should be how capable a good leader in a classroom. John Adair, an American, who has written many books on all these skills, leadership and other skills. In 1999, I went to Stockholm, Sweden, International Congress of Psychology. He was the chairperson. I was the young teacher presenting paper. I asked, he spoke on skills, particularly leadership skills. Teacher is a leader in the class. I asked him, to be a successful leader in the chosen field, one should imbibe how many qualities? I asked. He told 1,573 qualities. 1,000. I immediately told him, sir, I do not know so many vocabularies. With the help of one, I go, come, sit, stand, I am managing my English. 1,573 words in English, I do not know, sir. How is it possible? Then immediately I remember in our school system, in young age, I used to ask my teacher, whatever you have been teaching, teacher, for the past 1 year, but tomorrow morning examination, you please give some important questions. My teacher will get angry. Sometimes they used to beat also. But they ultimately, they help. They give some questions. And that way I asked John Adair, an American who wrote many books on leadership and skills, which are referred by me, and I was teaching my MBA students, what is the important skills, sir? 1,573 not possible by me. So many vocabularies I do not know. Then he asked me a question. You are from Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka? India, sir. North India, South India? South India, sir. Do you know Tirukural? I mean, he asked me a question. Tirukural is a Tamil poet, Tiruvalluvar has written 1,300. There, he is not able to speak in Tamil. The translation of, and an important skill, the teachers require, any leader requires, translation for a couplet, Agalvarai Tangum Nilambola Tammai Igalvarai Poruttal Talai. The meaning is, a person is standing on earth. He is damaging the earth, standing and damaging the earth. But the earth is able to accept him, bear with him. Similarly, in any profession, in general, particularly in the teaching profession, if students, parents, and other stakeholders, even they criticize you, you must have patience, teaching skill, patience to bear with that. So that patience, if you have, remaining 1,572 qualities will come automatically. You need not know vocabulary. It will come automatically. So for any profession, including teaching, patience is more important. Feedback is more important. Feedback-based teaching, feedback-based administration is more important, for which, because somebody is giving feedback, finding fault with our administration, our teaching method, or teaching pedagogy, or teaching skill, if they speak proud of us, we are ready to accept. If they speak bad of us, we are not ready to accept. During that criticism, you must have patience. Then naturally, other things will come automatically to you. That is very important skill, because teachers particularly should take. I remember a boy was sitting in his home. He was reading electric kutty. When he was reading electric kutty, there is no word electric kutty. The father asked, hey boy, all my money, hard-earned money, I am investing on you in the school. You are pronouncing electric kutty. What is electric kutty? Then my teacher told like that only. So he went to school. Why teacher? Electric kutty? He is reading electricity as electric kutty. What is this? He is pronouncing like this. Then the teacher told, see, so many children are there. Your son's Keppakutti is like that. So don't find fault with us. Son's Keppakutti. She is pronouncing capacity as a Keppakutti. Keppakutti. Then he got angry. Then went to headmaster. Sir, what is this? This fellow is reading electricity as electric kuti. That madam is reading electric capacity as Keppakutti. Then he told, see, you have one child. We have thousands of children here. Managing a home is a difficult task. Managing a school is a very difficult task. Don't make these things publicity. Don't make these things publicity. Make it simple, leave it. Then he is pronouncing publicity as a publicity. That is all senior people say. If a teacher commits mistake, it affects the society. If a teacher is not prepared, it affects the generation. If teacher does not invest time to think how this concept can be taken to people, it affects everybody and everyone. So, teachers' involvement, not only preparation and thinking about pedagogy. What pedagogy, right pedagogy, more than 150 methods. Which one will be suitable to explain this concept, take this concept to these children so that lifetime they do not forget, they go towards application of this concept so that the quality education they get, for which more of, instead of reading, more of thinking is very much required. So I can give a lot of other examples from our own experiences, not only me. We ask respected Professor Patel Saab or respected Professor Biswalji, all of them will be sharing 30, 40 years of experiences, much admin. But the way I look at Anushka's eyes, it seems that the time is over. I'm reading from her eyes. I completed, have I completed 45 minutes, Anushka? Is it over? Yes, I understand. I was looking at your eyes.
You have 5 minutes, sir. So you can continue, no problem.
Okay. In so many places I have spoken, you are the only person, 5 more minutes you are given. For all of them, they told me enough. But I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless you. So, in that way, the teaching skill, the last example, 5 minutes will be over. Our Honorable former President of India, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji, when he was a teacher in Mysore and was transferred to Kolkata is a great teacher. How great he is. He will go to his class, 11 to 12 class means, always he goes by 11:20 and he comes out by 11:40. If Anushka does like that, Professor Patel will remove from the department. You and I cannot do. But nobody removed our Honorable former President of India because what other teachers can communicate in 60 minutes, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji was able to do it in 20 minutes. See his communication skill. So every students liked him. Every teacher liked him, peer group. Every stakeholder liked him. When one day he was transferred to Kolkata University, and students did not allow him to go. He has to go to Mysore railway station. The horse cart was ready. Student went to the extent of removing horses from the cart and stopping the teacher, telling, don't go. Then ultimately he convinced. The story is big, but it is convinced. I don't want to take. He convinced people. Then by that time, after students got convinced, horses went away, could not find horses. But students, the history says, it is written in the books, you can see. Students played the role of horses. Instead of horses, students pulled the cart, took the teacher to the Mysore railway station, gave warm send-off to his teacher, their teachers, to go to Calcutta. See the commitment in teaching. See his thinking skill. What you and I can do teaching, learning process in 60 minutes. He was able to do it in 20 minutes. That means how much time he has invested in thinking. How much time? Because For 45 minutes I spoke. Another 45 minutes you want me to speak, I can speak. But 45 minutes speech to be spoken in 4 minutes is a tough job. Talking more is easy. Talking less is difficult. So Honorable former President of India, when he was a teacher like you and I in Mysore and Kolkata institutions, he used to communicate to the teachers, teaching, learning process to the students. What other teachers used to do it in 60 minutes, he used to do it in 20 minutes. That is thinking skill. That is creativity skill. That is problem solving skill. To do that, we need lots of preparation. For 1 hour class, for a school teacher, 3 hours preparation is required. All the 3 hours, she or he need not read. Reading can be less, thinking can be more. So that much thinking gets importance in the process of teaching, learning, particularly creative thinking, particularly its components like Niagara Falls. Fluency plus flexibility is equal to creativity. Like Niagara Falls, the way the falls comes down, in that way, the creative thinking, fluency, so many ideas to address the problem, to solve the problem in given time. And flexibility, not in a single direction ideas, in different direction, flexibility. And that can be spoken for another 20 minutes. But fluency and flexibility in thinking gives creativity, which helps teachers to address students to develop their thinking skills on decision making, analytical skill, interpretation skill, inference skill, explanation skill, self-regulation skill, open-mindedness skill, problem-solving skills, and other related skills of today's students, for which I hope, though all these things are known to you, at least you may consider it as a reinforcement. And once again, I join all respected co-partners and participants from both the YouTube and online platforms in congratulating Professor Patel and Professor Biswalji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the big team, including Innovation Manager Anushka Madam, big team of people taking pains to organize this great program. Similarly, on behalf of this great organizing team, I appreciate, congratulate very respected, elite, wonderful participants, audience, listeners from various parts of the world. Congratulations, best wishes. Thanks for the opportunity given to me. Thanks for your patient listening. God bless all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and thought-provoking session. This session is very much in line with our project, which aims to mitigate the impact of the fourth industrial revolution on the Indian society, education reform for in-service and future teachers. As you mentioned and emphasized the fact, sir, that it is very important that the development of critical, creative, and analytical thinking in teachers as well as students is very important. And our project also states, according to the World Economic Forum, that the demands of the society are changing. We need more practical learning instead of focusing on theoretical. And because of the demands, we have to upgrade the skills. We have to promote consciousness and to empower our Indian future and in-service teachers to mitigate the impact of the fourth industrial revolution. To provide you more information about the project, sir, we have 11 partner universities. So there are 4 Indian universities. Chitkara University is the coordinating partner, followed by the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Savitribai Phule Pune University, and Shivaji University. We have 4 European universities, that is University of Latvia, University of Hamburg, JAMK Institute of Applied Sciences, and Italian University Line. We have 2 secondary schools, that is Chitkara International School and Liceo Artistico Kandyani School. And we have 1 SME, that is CXS Solutions. Next slide, please. So the objectives, just to summarize in 2 statements, sir, it is to mitigate the impact as I stated, and we aim to increase the analytical, creative, and critical thinking skills in students by empowering the teachers of India. Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and thought-provoking session. And now I would hand over to Ms. Elda and Celia for the question and answers.
Good afternoon, Dr. Panchanatham, Vice Chancellor. It has been a pleasure to listen to you. It's grateful to see that experts like you, like Professor Patel, like Professor Biswal, you have years of experience in education, and you still have noticed that creativity, analysis, and critical thinking are needed in the education field in this country and also globally. So this has been a really engaging talk. We had a lot of viewers, a lot of participants on YouTube. They have asked you so many questions, so I've gathered a few of them.
My wife Jaisri Das, we both are coming.
1 second. So the first question is, do you think, sir, that Marx defines the student?
Please repeat. Do you think?
Do you think that a mark can define a student?
A mark.
A mark, yes.
A mark can be found.
Do you think it can define a student?
So do you think that marks can define a student?
Yes, now I got the question. In our system, marks system cannot be eliminated, but we need not restrict to that. We need not restrict to that. There are other ways of evaluation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being realistic. Sometimes we want to remove any kind of marking and assessment, and in practical terms, this is definitely not easy. We have another question from Dr. Madhuri Isave. She is asking you what changes can be done in the existing pedagogy to develop the analytical skills of the students.
Yes. As I was giving in my lecture, the teacher concerned in the name of preparation should design a pedagogy. For example, as that school teacher did aeroplane travel, experiential learning for your subject, science, arts, history, English, the way you want to teach, what is the pedagogy, whether you want to give assignment, because sometimes they speak very good English. For example, in India, it is not our language, English, but people speak very good English. Teacher has taught, but in the pedagogy, the writing part sometimes they don't follow. Pedagogy is not proper. Only teachers make children to speak. As a result, the lighter sense in the internet, you can see an IT, a person who is working in IT industry is applying for a leave. He's giving a leave letter to the manager. He writes like that: "Sir, tomorrow I am going to my village to sell my land along with my wife. Please give me 1 day leave." But he means that he wants to go with his wife, that's all. But the way he writes, if land is purchased, wife also is given. In that way he writes. So teaching skill is very good as far as the spoken language is concerned. But the teaching skill pedagogy is not good as far as writing part is concerned. Another fellow wrote, "Sir, my mother-in-law died. I am only one responsible for that. Please give me 1 day leave." But what he wants to see now, mother-in-law like my mother, she died. Nobody is there. I want to do rituals. Give me leave. This is what he is meaning. But the way he writes, mother-in-law died, I am only one responsible for that. That means he has killed. Police will catch him. So his writing skill. So many, another fellow, just married fellow wrote, "Sir, my wife is sick. I am only one husband at home. Please give me 1 day leave. If that girl reads, some family problem will come. Because he wants to, nobody is there except me. That's what he wants to say. But the way he writes. So the teacher, pedagogy means the individual. The future is going to be one particular student-centric teaching is going to be there. Guru Pandal is over now. Student-specific teaching should be there. So for that student, for that group of students, what pedagogy, what games, what experiential learning, what assignment, what quiz, what play we can give, so that this concept, this matter, this mathematics, this science will reach them, will create a thinking skill among them on this concept. So that way, the individual teacher has to plan, and hundreds and thousands of opportunities are there for that.
Thank you, sir. With your answer, I want to recall that you mentioned the story that has really resonated with us, the story about the plane from Madurai to Chennai, and about how important it is to learn through experience. This has really been motivating for our project. We have another question. Why do you think students in India face so much pressure before the exams? You have even mentioned that suicide is a big issue here in the field of education. So why do you think they feel such huge pressure?
Yes, very good question. All Indians know answer also is that most of the time, most of the children, what they have to become tomorrow, what is their future? Unfortunately, even after 10 years, 11 years, the child becomes, teachers and students decide. But the child should decide what is the skill it has got. A child wants to become a driver, let the child become a driver. But the parents and teachers decide, you should become medical doctor, you should become administrator, you should become professor, you should become policeman. Most of the times, the advertisements, neighbors, parents, teachers, they try to push their ideology on children. For those things to study in premier and better institutes, they need more marks or entrance examinations they have to clear. So for which 24/7 children at the age of 15, 12, 17, 16, they work. As a result, they go against education, they dislike education, they become stressful, sometimes they commit suicide. So the individual counseling is a process through which an individual's emotional imbalance should be eliminated and the individual should take his or her decision. But most of the times, counselors, they take the decision. A counselor cannot take a decision for a child. The counselor may be a teacher, the counselor may be a parent, counselor may be neighbors. You should give counseling. If you study biology, you can become a doctor. If you have interest in a doctor profession, medical profession. So in that way, counseling can be given. But taking a decision on behalf of your child, just to forcing our interest on the child and giving pressure to the child leads to bad education system, bad consequences, undesirable consequences. That is my personal opinion.
Thank you, Dr. Panchanatham. This definitely is a very powerful answer, and I think it's very important to all educators to know our responsibilities. You mentioned at the beginning that it's very important to change the approach in pedagogy, to have more student-centered pedagogies. You also mentioned counseling now. We need to teach students how to think so that they can own also their decisions, and we can avoid these drastic and critical situations that you just mentioned. I think this will end our Q&A session with a powerful message, and I will request Innovation Manager Anushka to continue with the conclusion of the event. Thank you again, Dr. and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Panchanatham.
Thank you, Celia. May I now request Professor Ashutosh Biswal to please present the vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Anushka. So good afternoon to all Indian partners and good morning to all European partners. On behalf of Edureform team and the MS University, Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, I, Ashutosh Biswal, render the vote of thanks from the core of my heart to the following people, those who are contributed for the success of this event. In the beginning, I am just giving the vote of thanks to all the participants, all the audience, including two vice chancellors, Professor Jadeja and Professor Wadra, okay, for being with this gathering and listening our inauguration ceremony. The next is our keynote address, or the main speaker, that is Professor N. Panchanatham. Sir, it was the Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teachers Training University, Chennai, India. So he talks about the pedagogical related thinking for the teachers, and it is totally related with our objectives, our edu reforms. Though our objective is to enhance the empower the teachers with the thinking skills to mitigate the effects of fourth industrial revolution. And he tried to tell those things in a very unstructured way, in a very formal way, with all the humor. Sir, I could not control myself. So it was so live, sir, and it was so meaningful, and it was totally directly related to the topic. And again he was talking to the teachers. So for one class you have to prepare for 3 hours. It is, sir, very essential. He's talking about the skill of preparing. So preparation, if whatever may be your level, if you are going to prepare for 3 hours for 1 hour class, it is going to be wonderful. Sir, wonderful for giving these things. And apart from that, he was trying to say how to sharpen the skills, the thinking, particularly the thinking skills of the teachers, and the examples that you give related to the aeroplane, I think aeroplane and all those things. And this is the experiential learning. And he was again and again trying to emphasize on the experiential learning, just adding humor, adding feedback, adding reinforcement, and all those skills. So we are just discussing about 5-7 thinking skills, and I think he told about some 2 dozen, 3 dozen thinking skills. Sir, we are going to consider all those things, and we are going to see that how we are going to impart all these thinking skills among our pre-service and in-service teachers through these projects. Sir, thank you very much for this enlightened inauguration speech. Sir, thank you very much from our core of our heart. Thank you very much. Next is our Dean, Professor R.C. Patel. He is the Dean of the Faculty of Education Psychology, Head of the Department of Education. And I was just thinking for last 2-3 years, he was trying to make that this is one of the wonderful event with the maximum number of audience. Maximum number of audience, not for the purpose of showing the things. If the more people are going to participate, at least they are going to listen to a great speaker like N. Panchanatham. That was the purpose. And he was telling me, he was telling all my colleagues, just formally, informally invite the people and let the scene that how many people are going. I hope it is not able to see from our screen what was the participants. I think the participant number could be quite good. Okay. So thank you, R.C. Patel, Professor R.C. Patel, for this endeavor, and it shows your interest for the academic activities and the management activities, particularly for any forum, particularly for university and particularly for our departments. Sir, I'm going to make it very small because the time is very lacking. So I'm going to thank Alda, Celia, the project managers of the Edureform reform teams, and all these European partners, all these Indian partners. They are very eagerly, they are watching this, they are listening, all those things. Sir, you are our support. Without your support, we cannot proceed, and you are our strength. And particularly this 2 young girls, they are working from day to day and night and making this event a success. Thank you all for this contribution. So I'm going to thank our innovative manager, that is Anushka Dhilan, for last 1 week. He is working for this event, and he was going to see that it is going to be a great event. So lastly, I'll thanks one of our research scholar, that is Sama Ansari. He is the research scholar in the faculty. So he is responsible for adding all these innovative, like giving the bouquet in a virtual mode, and all these screens, what innovative screens you are watching, it is due to Sama. Thank you, Sama, for this. So lastly, I just would like to thank each and every person who has contributed a lot for making this event a success. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we conclude the event, Professor R.C. Patel, Dean and Head, would like to speak a few words.
Unmute.
Sir, you're muted.
Yeah. Thank you. Not a few words, only one or two sentences. In fact, in the beginning, I had forgotten to mention about my Vice Chancellor, sir, who for his ill health could not join, but he has conveyed his best wishes and special remembrance to Professor and Panchanatham, because they know each other. So I'm sorry, in the beginning I had forgotten, but my Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyas, in fact, he has become victim of chikungunya, so he could not join. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, Honorable Professor and Vice Chancellor, Dr. N. Panchanatham, sir, and all our Indian and European partners, and the lovely audience as well. To conclude the event, I request you all to please rise up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much, everyone. We conclude the event and have a nice evening. Thank you so much.